not that real. It's really hard to put together it to execute on that plan. That's the real thing.
100%. I mean, like execution is always the differentiator, but like it's as like you're saying, as a builder, who has time to actually like put stuff together?
When you're building something that big, but we're in a digital world where essentially if I don't have anything on social media or any type of update or like I'm not putting something out there every day, essentially the world doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have to gain the attention of masses while also paying attention to every single intricate detail that a VC pays attention to, that major investors are going to pay attention to while the market's changing. How the fuck am I going to do that?
Classic challenge of being a founder, right? Rock in
Yeah.
a hard place, figure it out, sucks to be you type deal.
Yeah. So is there a way that we could possibly fix that? Or is there a way that we could possibly, I don't know,
I mean,
because
with what we
go ahead.
I was gonna say, what I'm trying to build with Growbot is all about making it easier for me to make and publish and promote content while I build this business. Like that's a lot of what I'm building the tool for.
I think a lot of what Playhouse is doing is focused specifically on some people may see as an entrepreneur, but it's more or less the digital nomad in this current day and age where it's like even if you have a small little idea with Playhouse, you could come on here and be like, you know what, let me buy some tokens, let me throw some ads at it, and let's see if people want to really get this idea. Because that's all we're in this day and age. You're just one viral moment away from an idea catching fire and being worth millions.
I know. I know. It'd
So
be so nice if you could pull it off.
yeah. So it's like now it's like if you put the tools in front of like think about how many like uh little little ideas that people come up with, right?
Hmm.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, we came up with this idea sitting down, at the dinner table and whatnot, and we want to see if some people would be interested in this. Let's put some ads behind it. Let's throw it out onto this search engine of I don't know, 10,000 people, like-minded, they're tech savvy, they know how the thing works. Let's just see. We have GoFundMe's nowadays. It's like people can literally fund anything nowadays. So it's like if you have a good enough idea, and then now it's like, okay, hey, we got. What's the difference between getting a petition where a bunch of people just sign off and say, hey, yeah, we would like something like this, or we want this to be a law, or we want this person out of jail, or we want this person to not get hit with the death penalty? What's the difference between that and then getting a bunch of people to be like, hey, we would want a product like that, and then somebody gets behind that? Gotta love Twitter.
Yeah. Right.
Gotta love Twitter with the good old memes. What's that meme? When you miss the ordinals pump. Did you ever, bro? Like, ordinals is crazy because like the whole ordinals craze. Like Bitcoin maxis are like crazy mad about it because they're like, it's not. That's not what blockchain's supposed to be for. I'm like, what do you mean? It's code. It can be whatever you want.
100%. Dude, memes is like the easiest way to communicate to people. It's like
Yeah,
hieroglyphs. Well, I guess emojis are more like hieroglyphs. And then, I don't know, memes probably existed at the same time too.
I know, right? It's just so crazy and funny with like nowadays, especially meme coins, meme stocks, like nothing serious anymore. Like literally Pepe coin went to the amount where it made people millions. It made people millions of dollars and nobody knew what the hell it was.
Dude, I still am speculating. I think Pepe is gonna have a run in the next election cycle because of a certain far right candidate.
Really? You think that the
Yeah.
Pepe is gonna go up?
Yeah, I think the Pepe coin will go up with the red hats.
Oh man. Hey, I'm
That's
telling you,
their
bro,
meme.
because literally, and this is the thing is why I tell people it's like this election we have three candidates that are basically talking about Bitcoin. and talking about they want it as a currency or whatever it may be. And now we have the ability of, like you said, what if one candidate's like, you know what? Hey, go onto our platform and you can donate Pepe coins to
Yeah.
support the cause. Now people are like, well, I didn't really care about these cryptocurrency things now, but I do want to see how you get one of these and send it. And then now they realize they got to get a wallet. They get a wallet. They get the coins on Coinbase or whatever it is because they're going to have the incentive to have that to be tradable on their platform.
Yeah.
So
I
now they're
mean,
like, go ahead.
at the same time, I was gonna say at the same time, it's like Pepe Coin isn't listed on Coinbase hosted wallet. You can only do it with your Coinbase self custody wallet.
Exactly. So now, because Pepe coin's being talked about in a presidential election, or Dogecoin, or whatever coin it
Yeah.
is, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Solana, it could
Probably
be
most
any.
likely Bitcoin, but Trump did NFTs last time, so I'm like, dude, I totally see him getting in on a Ponzi coin to help fund this thing.
Oh
Like,
my goodness. Yeah, DT coin.
mhm.
Simple.
Well, yeah, but why start with like? I guess I totally get why start with like a brand new one, but also one that you're. It's easier to just capitalize on existing brand value.
Yeah.
So, like, Elon Musk basically stole Dogecoin, right?
Yeah. Very. And he's talking about turning Twitter into a bank.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do that without digital currency, his whole digital platform.
100%. And I just see someone like Trump going, "Hey, Elon Musk stole Dogecoin. Why can't I steal Pepe? Like, why
Yeah.
reinvent the wheel? Because he could just take it."
Yeah. He could just be like, hey, we programmed our whole website to be able to use Pepe coins to buy Trump shirts, to buy Trump toilet paper, to buy whatever you need, buy it in
Yeah.
Pepe coin. And he won't care because if he's smart, and this is the thing where a lot of people don't understand. If you're smart, he just holds a big bag of Pepe coins, knowing that it's going to go up just
Mm-hmm.
off of utility alone.
100%. If he gives it utility in the form of donations and like sale of merchandise, and he front runs and buys like a giant bag beforehand, he's good.
And that's the ability for any
Yeah, any
candidate coming
candidate
up.
could do this. I'm like, who's most likely to play in that realm? That's kind of who I would bet on.
Yeah, nah, he definitely would be somebody that he would come out. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out with a whole ChatGPT script.
I,
Literally.
I mean, yeah, I mean he could, but then he would probably not stick to it.
Yeah, he'll just come out there as reference, just like to come back to be like, okay, I'm getting a little off kilter. Let me come back to ChatGPT real quick to keep me on track and stuff like that too.
What do
But
you think about Elon Musk's Grok thing?
I mean, I think it's just another. I mean, right now we're in that phase, kind of like when NFTs were around, when
Mm-hmm.
everybody was just doing things just to do things. I don't think Twitter really needed its own like AI bot. I mean, he made it for subscribers only. If I have a Chat GPT, am I gonna literally move over to Twitter's Grok after it just came out? Even though OpenAI has a lot more, I'm not gonna do that. So
No.
I don't see myself paying for Twitter, Twitter Blue to do that. But the people that already have Twitter Blue, they just get it. So I mean, that's the once again NFT and perks. It's just like you got the blue check, you get access to this before everybody else.
Yeah. I guess I
Simple.
didn't even realize I had access. I have to go mess around with it now that I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Uh,
because and
I was
he's
just
smart.
I saw this meme today, and then I was just like, oh, I gotta go pull this up.
Yeah, because like I said, Elon is smart because it's like people are like they don't have no incentive to get Twitter Blue, but now it's like okay, you can get this chat bot, which I mean, I'll get free game here. You can get a chat bot on Snapchat for free with a little AI little plugin that they have. They're already paying millions upon millions of dollars for a Chat GPT plugin, and you can literally use it for free. Now it's not that great. It's not going to be that creative, but if you have any ideas that you want to toss into AI and don't feel like paying Chat GPT, you can use Snapchat for free and hop on there, and they will give you some nice ideas. Now,
My
Snapchat
favorite,
might steal your ideas, but
yeah, OpenAI is not doing that, and I doubt Twitter's not gonna do that.
yeah,
So,
if your idea is good enough, it's probably gonna get snatched up by the right person.
dude, my game plan is just fill them with so many good ideas. They have no idea how to look through any of them.
Exactly, exactly, and then you got to throw in a bunch of stupid ones too, because
I mean, I asked plenty of stupid ones.
yeah, I had one. Because I'm big on, because like when I first, it's crazy to even thinking, obviously with the show and stuff like that, it's like a lot of people, there's like an evolution that you have on like how you discover like the AI and like where it's going and stuff like that. Because like when I first got with it, I was asking like kind of like stupid kitty questions. And I was like, oh, it was like Aladdin getting the genie the first time. It's like, oh yeah, make me Prince of Ali Allah or whatever it was that he was. And so it's like you say stupid things like that. But then now, as I've started realizing that it's really just kind of just a thing that's just going to answer whatever questions I throw in there. Now I'm just like those bigger macro questions, especially when it comes to like building.
Mhm.
That's really what I've been kind of asking. Like, how would I fundamentally put together a project of this magnitude or whatever, things like that. So, oh yeah, shout out to the Dow.
Yeah, I was working on this earlier this week.
Shout out to the
Um,
Dow.
Trying to put my thoughts on the business model and have it help me organize it into something coherent for everyone.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah,
let's let's do this. I guess we gotta give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? So
I sure they want this.
this is what people want to see. People want to see Chat GPT in action. And so for us today, I guess we can start in like, maybe, do you want to go with ideas? Do you want to go with specific industries? Do we want to tackle specific problems and then come up with a couple concepts and then play around? Or do we want to just kind of just spitball just any random thing, super far reaching or whatever it may be?
I'm definitely down to just spitball anything super far reaching, but like if we're trying to make it sustainable, maybe we just use it to help us brainstorm our future topics.
Yeah. Let's see. So, do you want to go a specific like industry? Like, I don't know, maybe. I'm trying to think. I would say I'm big. You know me. I like energy. I want to. One of the concepts I was messing around with was the tokenization of energy, and how you could be able to possibly, through cryptocurrency, if I can take a coin from one person and give it to another person, if they're on the same decentralized network, I can issue out that person currency. I mean, electricity. So basically, now taking how they take kilowattage and solar energy, and then they'll credit me energy credits. Energy credits is basically a cryptocurrency at the end of the day. So that was one thing that I kind of thought about, that if like maybe somebody has a power outage in like Raytown, for instance,
Hmm.
I can issue tokens to them that now they're able to turn on their uh their currency. I mean their electricity. But that's
So
like a
it's
far-reaching idea.
yeah, it it is and it isn't. It's like so I feel like you think about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
There's there's only two raw inputs that go into Bitcoin.
Yep.
It's like the hardware that has the software installed on it. So basically all the rare earth metals that it takes to build that, and then the people who are smart enough to write software to put on those fucking magic devices, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then the other input is fucking energy.
Yeah.
So right now the Bitcoin token very much represents the value of energy in many different ways because the cost of securing the blockchain is equivalent to the amount of energy it takes to, do the
Process
computation.
transaction. Yep.
So there's a direct inherent relationship between the token and energy as it stands today. So
Hmm.
your idea makes a ton of sense. So like I'm sure it probably has a ton of ideas for how we could probably roll something like that out.
Yeah, because the main thing is like what you're saying is just like it's just inputs and outputs. Really, if you really just come down to everything that needs to be said and done. So that was just a kind of a concept that I was thinking. I was like, I mean, it'll just be more or less agreements amongst electric companies that now you just recognize this said token, and if it's moved across a decentralized exchange, and this said user has a specific allocation of currency, it allows them this allotted amount of kilowattage. So just a
In many
thought.
ways, it makes perfect sense too, because like the public utilities industry is already metered in that kind of capacity, and
Yep.
they literally do trade energy between different markets in
Yep.
order to like reduce the price. I think that the tokenization of it is great, but there's still like the physical lag, right? Because a lot of the energy is like moving literal gasoline from one part of the country to another, or like
Exactly. So yeah, that would be the main, like I said, moving the physical energy. Because as much as I can move the currency from one place to another. But if my phone's still dead, my phone's still dead. It doesn't change the
right,
fact that I need the electricity to be from whatever city to here. It still has to physically move across a trans what's it, transistor? Yeah, I think transistor or whatever it is. But it
it's
still
over.
has to physically move. Yeah, it still has to physically move from place to place. So yeah, it was just an
Exactly.
idea, kind of that I've just been messing around with. Um,
Cool. All right, so let's design a tokenized system for energy utilities businesses.
because if you just create a
Tokenize.
decentralized concept of it, all it is just they're just using the blockchain, and then now you know where every single credit of energy is, and you just as the kilowattage is created or whatever it is. So if I'm a business that creates solar, I don't get energy at nighttime. So then now I need credits from a wind energy company because they get energy at night, or a gas company. So then now I just get credits from them, and then now however it's allotted, and whether it's distributed to them, whether it's batteries or I don't know, however they do it in electric shit. But but you know what I'm saying? It's like there are, as you very much well pointed out, that's what made me really think about it. I'm like, credits and all that other stuff is like the whole energy system is based on tokenization. They're just not calling it tokenization yet. So, because I think that shout out to Evergy if they do listening, you know what I'm saying? You guys can definitely come and buy this for a couple million. How much you want to sell this for, Connor? A couple hundred million? Couple million?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shoot for the moon. Why not?
Yeah,
Uh,
couple hundred million. You guys can have like, half maybe.
our price is firm. No negotiation.
No negotiation. You heard it here first on StreamYard.
Uh, dude, it's crazy how much you can get out of ChatGPT from such a little prompt too. Sometimes.
Yeah, shoot. You want to talk? I mean, You're a prompt. I would say a prompt engineer. You want to talk a little bit about like what certain things you got to do to get the best out of ChatGPT specifically.
Yeah, yeah. So we can talk about what I'm doing here. So I said we're currently working on a live YouTube show, hour long, called "You, Me, and ChatGPT." Can you help us put together a show structure and suggest some topics to explore? If we also want to support small business owners and teach them to use these tools. So
Pretty easy.
great,
So now you know what the show's
great.
about.
Yeah. So I would say what I'm doing there is like putting my ask, giving it some context, and then trying to tell it any specific details that I personally want it to include, basically.
Yep.
Right. So that's abstractly what I'm doing. And here it spits out a 5 minute intro, a tool spotlight for 15 minutes, interviewing an expert for 15 minutes, tutorial time for 10 minutes. Basically, this entire thing's a long tutorial right now. And then an audience Q&A session, success stories, and then conclusion. great show structure. Probably impractical for us right now. We don't have enough resources to put something like this together.
Mm-hmm.
So the tutorial time is fine, but like conceptually, cool idea. And if I had any pushback, I would just correct it in the message down here, like, "Hey, drop this section or add this other one." But
Well, well, actually, just kind of piggyback. Now that we think about it, we actually kind of do have some of the resources because if you kind of go up, what we could do is, and see, this is how we're right here on the show, learning on the fly. We could literally get maybe small business owners that we know in our communities here at whether Keystone or something of the sort, and then just have them on the show, talk to them for, like I said, for a little bit, simple
mhm,
introduction. We talk about, all right, hey, we're gonna get on Chat GPT with them, and then we're gonna be like, hey, what things in your business specifically would you want to use? So more or less, we just have them on. We talk. They'll talk about their business, talk about what got them into it. People would understand it, and then now what we're doing is we're taking their community. So now if you're a business owner of like I don't know, Made Mob or Made in KC or something like that, you hop on with us. You're like, what things do you want to work on in your business? Is it
what are your
website
biggest
traffic?
problems right now? Let's
Exactly.
start there. Yeah.
Exactly. So then now, and hey, this is just an idea. I think that we could definitely pitch it. Be like, hey, me and you got a YouTube channel. We just talk to you for about 10, 15 minutes. And then after that, we ask you one of your biggest questions or problems, and we hop right in Chat GPT and we spit out some answers. If you want to sit down and talk some more, we can, we can sit down and do a consult, me, you, and Chat GPT as well again. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then we just
Love
continue
the
doing that
doubling of the name.
over and over and over. So I think that we have plenty of business owners that we can just literally be like, hey, bro, you want to hop on maybe like a Tuesday evening? Just hop on Zoom. You don't got to leave or nothing like that. Rain, sleet, or snow, we can still do it. And then now we just literally put it up on YouTube, put it up on our channels, and we just play on everybody's community and the fact that, hey, maybe you're a big business too. We can
No,
help you too, man.
absolutely, dude. Like I would love to. And like the one thing I was gonna push back was really the tool spotlight because like I'm pretty locked into the tools I use. Although I
Yeah.
know they just announced a shit ton more tools yesterday, so it's like
We don't need all that. We can just you can just handle all the tools that we need on the back end, and then they just come on, and then just like you'll just listen, just like how it was. You'll be like, okay, I want to get more traffic on my business and use my TikTok more. Give me 25 uncommon creative ways that I could come up with to bring more traffic, and then it spits it out, and then
yep,
now they'll see it in real time. We'll go over a couple. We won't go over. We'll give them a long list, so we won't give them the whole thing, and then we'll be
yep,
like, hey, if you want to sit down, me and Connor will sit down with you. We'll have a fair price, and then we'll sit down and be like, hey, we'll break down the whole thing with you. We'll go over some more sessions. We'll show you how you can do it yourself. But because we showed you how to do it, you're most likely going to be like, huh, I might as well sit down with these guys and just pay this little fee
yeah,
and,
exactly,
and give me the best of the best stuff, right?
dude. I think that makes the most sense. Like it's free. We get publicity. They get publicity. And if we eventually get good enough, we can start charging people to come on here.
Exactly. You got a new
Yep.
business, you got a new flavor you're coming out with at your chicken wings. Come on the show. We'll charge you a little subscription fee to be on there. But if you have the NFT members or business holders, get on for free.
Yeah, yeah, probably some amount of it. I
And
love
then we
that.
get merch. We got to get shirts for you, me, and ChatGPT merch for sure, right?
We gotta get a logo first.
You know,
Uh,
it'd be great. What if we got like 3 Spider-Mans pointing at each other and you, me, and ChatGPT? That would be it. The 3
like a
Spider-Man.
meme.
We can go with the memes. We need to get like meme merch.
All right.
We could be the first. We could be
I,
like the
I,
first company with meme merch.
so speaking of that, once Discord pops up, I'm gonna pull up something else. Um,
See, we're spinning up so many ideas right now, man. And the people are seeing it happen here in real time. This is how our brains work, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, it's called ADD. Get it?
Hey, and it's helped some of the most brilliant minds become billionaires. Just know that. Just know that.
Fingers crossed, we're on our way there.
Hey, you don't.
Um,
I'm telling you this. You don't become a billionaire just thinking of one thing, for sure.
all right. I might be in the wrong account, mostly because
Cause that'd be
this is
dope.
showing up the Dog Balls brand that I started with an old coworker back in the day, right? Let me see
Old
if they're
school.
okay. Yeah, so neither of those are it. So I need to sign out for the other account. I hate that when you do like Google OAuth, it like is stuck to you forever and you can't like disconnect that one account and attach it to your new stuff.
I know,
Okay.
right?
All right. So this is the one I want to show you. I'm pretty sure. But speaking of meme merch, we did do some meme merch back in the day.
Ooh, show the meme merch. We're gonna have to come out with you, me, and Chat GPT meme merch. We'll do like we can do like Matrix ones to start because it's like breaking out of the Matrix, obviously.
They
And then,
discontinued our sweatshirts.
so I know somebody locally too that does shirts as well too.
So there's some of Maddie's stuff because we were
Yeah,
making that. And then we made Digititties t-shirts at one point,
shout out to the Digititties.
right? And then I think the meme assets are coming up here.
Cause yeah, cause
Yeah,
it was so easy to do like Chat GPT memes and put it on merch.
100%.
Like
Yeah,
easy.
so we had like a Doge one, like a Yoke Doge, a
Yeah,
Chad
yeah.
one, the Virgin one,
Nah.
and then we did Vineyard Vines DC stuff where it just said
Mm,
entitled little bitch.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is from a project we tried to start at the very beginning of like Playhouse or whatever.
Nah, because like I said, I think that that would definitely be dope. Because then now, shoot, we can definitely do the research on like Chat GPT memes, find some funny ones, even make some. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And just
Yeah.
literally just put them on shirts, and then just you already know me. I would say QR codes that take you straight to the website. You know what I'm saying? And then now people can be able to purchase their own shirts. You know what I'm saying? All
A
powered
hundred.
powered by Playhouse. Shout out to Playhouse on the hosting. but
Uh,
uh but yeah, no, I think that for sure because I think that would definitely be dope. And then now it's an easy way to like get people that don't use Chat GPT to see it in real time themselves.
Absolutely, and like kind of on the same wavelength. I'm like, why shouldn't I just show them how I use Midjourney too at the same
Exactly.
time? Since it's all just like generative AI tools, and it's
So yeah,
like,
so
okay,
basically, so that's what we could do is like, what if they want like a logo? What if they want like we can be like, hey, we can help you with these different things using these AI tools. And then now it's Mid Journey because then now that's an easy way for us to get sponsored because I don't think anybody's doing that for sure. It'd be like, yeah, Mid Journey, Open AI, whoever the heck, whoever is out there wants to sponsor us, great, sponsor us, give us a membership or something of the sort, and then we'll use your tools on here free of charge and give you the promo, and we'll help small businesses and creators because that's another thing too is that now we can help creators be like, hey, like how can you use these things to get more views or stay fresh or different
mhm.
things like that. We can do
Dude, like
photographers.
advertising creative. Like if you run Facebook ads, right, and like you mostly need to just come up with like headlines to tell
Yep.
people.
Yep.
Um, but like then you need images to make your ads pop, and it's like who can afford to like pay a designer all the time, especially when you just need like kind of somewhat generic on theme background image essences, right?
Yeah.
This is perfect for it. I mean, like that's why we did the Heartland Dow background. Although like in the ad campaign, people are complaining that it it is not uh they were complaining basically that it was not actually Kansas City. And I was like, okay, fair enough.
uh-huh.
Because like look how I'll show you how it came out when I did it. I guess I have to actually switch to the ad unit to show it.
I was gonna say, isn't that Union Station though? I thought.
It is, but it's AI's imagining of the Union Station.
Man,
So
nobody's people don't read the instructions on their medicine. What are they worried about the picture of the city in the
I know,
background?
right? But like they've literally been commenting on it. So uh that's the video one.
People always have something to say. People always have something to say when they're not doing anything.
Right? I think it's right here. Yeah. The hell they do to Union Station. And then
Mhm.
down here, did they use AI art for downtown? What downtown is that supposed to be?
Yeah.
Uh, and it's not even that much of a bad image of it, right? But like if you go over to the actual Eventbrite page, which why is this? Show me the page, dude. There we go. This is the image. They're like, that's not Kansas City, which is fair because like I'm pretty sure the whole city goes to the right, not to the left.
It
And
that
I'm
see,
pretty
we're
sure
worried
that
about the wrong things. Those people need to be worried about getting in the room to get the
yeah,
information that's supposed to be there.
I mean, that's what I believe. But anyways, it's amazing what people will notice.
I didn't even
Uh,
notice it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Until you just brought it up to me, I was just like, "Oh yeah, the Web3 conference, and it's gonna be there." And no, they're like, "Yeah, that's not Kansas City." It's like, dude, you guys have time to pay attention. Those are the people that care about the A1 chip in the iPhone.
100%. Like total snobs.
Hey, maybe like I said, they fit right into the stuff, man. They fit right
Dude,
into it.
if you're paying attention to that level of detail, you're tuned in.
So okay. So now that it sounds like we've gotten a pretty good idea of what we're gonna do to how we're gonna bring small business owners and entrepreneurs or possible artists as well. I think bringing artists on here would definitely be great because think about how many artists don't know anything about what we're talking about, and if we can bring them on here and then tell their communities to hop on as well and we help them, whether it's come up with merch or whatever it is, using the multiple tools that we understand and know. I think that builds a nice community as well. And then now, like I said, it just falls right into our wheelhouse of just helping both small businesses, artists, creators, everybody that wants to learn about. Most people just want to learn about this stuff, but just don't have the time of day to just sit down and just like actually mess with it.
Right. And literally all it is just like if you had a smart person who is also just like forced to do everything that you said, that's ChatGPT.
Yes,
So if you don't like something it wrote, just tell it to change it.
simple. Like it's not the law. That's the problem. It's like most people are like, "Oh well, ChatGPT gave me a wrong answer. I'm not using it anymore." Tell it the right answer.
Yeah, tell it the right answer or tell it where to find the right answer so that it then goes and builds off that information as its frame of reference.
Yeah, it's like if your little, it's like if your little sibling was had the smarts of the whole planet, and they literally could not say no to any question you asked them to do for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
that's. Go ahead.
it's insane. No, I was just like I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, I think that if we're able to, like I said, I really like that first idea of just like getting small business owners, creators, whether it's influencers or whoever, artists as well. Both, like I said, both musicians and physical artists. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Getting them on here and just being like, hey, look, we're just gonna sit on here for maybe it's 45 minutes, an hour, depending on how long they got or whatever it may be, and then we're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk about you for about 15 minutes. Let you just talk about what you want to talk about, so that way we get an understanding of you. It's like a client meeting for us, and then
Mm-hmm.
now it's like, all right, so now that we kind of understand like what you want to do, like what your aspirations are, like how you plan on like doing things over these next few years, what's the biggest thing that you feel that is hindering you from getting to that next level? And then we literally just show them that we're just going to throw it into ChatGPT and then start messing with the ideas for the next 20 or so minutes. And
Yeah.
basically it'll function as like a free consult where they just sit down and see how we use ChatGPT. And It's not to like flex on them or anything like that. It's just to show that like there's really levels to this stuff. Like real talk, it's like go ahead.
I was gonna say it's that plus we're trying to make it accessible and less scary. It's like easier than people realize, and they just
Yeah,
need to see how easy it is.
exactly. It's like Google on steroids. Like you type stuff right into the Google search thing. We type things right into the Chat GBT search bar. Like,
It's everything you wish Siri was
yeah, it's like
or
you talk.
Alexa. It's like
Yeah, exactly. You talk to Alexa every day. It's like, what if Alexa gives you the right answers? All right, what if Alexa like literally gave you everything you wanted specifically when you asked it?
yeah. What if Alexa could be your history teacher and your science teacher if you had extra questions? That's
Yeah,
what we're talking about.
and teach you French like a 5-year-old.
Exactly.
Like,
It's stupid how powerful this thing is.
I think one of the things that I use it, like people laugh when I say these things, but like one of the things I love to do with it is have it explain to me things like I'm a child. Because
Hmm.
one thing that I've realized is that adults like to make things complex for no reason.
Yeah.
And if I just ask this thing to be like for instance, like stocks. Most people love to make the whole thing complex and all this other stuff, but like I'm like, hey, look, like explain stocks or real estate or something that you don't understand. Economics.
Hmm.
Explain macroeconomics to me like I'm 5 years old. Don't explain it to me with all the jargon and all this other stuff. You
Hmm.
don't understand Bitcoin or cryptocurrency? Just ask it. Like,
Yeah. And then don't be afraid to keep asking follow-up questions because that's how you get to the depth that you need to really understand it.
yeah,
But start with the high level, make it approachable, like you're saying. It's like figure out what it is as a concept before you try to figure out what all the nerds are talking about that live and breathe the stuff, you know?
exactly. Exactly. Because like I think that's one thing is that there's a lot of people that, for instance, I'll speak for being in the Web3 space.
Mhm.
A lot of people that combat me whenever I talk about cryptocurrency and different things like that compared to what we're doing now, they love to try to poke holes in your argument. I say
Mhm.
for those people that love to poke holes in things, you're the perfect person that needs to go on ChatGPT and specifically when it tells you something wrong, poke a hole in it and then be like, "Hey, it's actually this."
Mhm.
And then see what it says after that and then now continue to ask it more questions just like what you were saying.
What's crazy is those types of people are literally the people that would be best at ChatGPT if they would try it.
Exactly. It you're inquisitive. You're naturally inquisitive and you don't trust things, which is perfect because the people that will get taken advantage of in chat gpt and all this ai stuff are the people that believe everything they see on first happenstance.
Yeah. You have to read it. You have to make sure it understood you one and the answer makes sense, which if you have no background on what you're asking it is very hard to do. But if you're having it just explain it like you said in simple concepts, it generally isn't going to get those wrong and it's going to open up a path to that greater learning.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that and we can obviously hop back on what came up. Is that for the energy token?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to read through it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, shoot, go through it.
So I just asked it, what we were talking about. Let's design a tokenized system for energy utilities businesses to tokenize the transfer of energy across the commodities market and tie the tokens to real metered usage by customer households. Start with putting a rough draft together for the mechanisms of a concept like this. So
Mm,
it says,
I'm taking notes right now, so because I'm listening to the prompt guru.
designing a tokenized system for energy utilities to facilitate the transfer of energy across blah, 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 blah. So we need to integrate. But okay, so they're saying basically there's some barriers to entry that we need to be aware of, and those would be questions to follow up on to learn more. Just to
Yeah,
call that, we'd probably like, all right, let's see what it would take to integrate with the existing metering infrastructure, because real-time representation of the energy usage would be incredibly important for this token.
yeah.
Um, Cool. So that's the objective. And so here are the components it came up with. It needs a blockchain platform. It needs an energy token, which it's calling an E token, which I think is fun. Uh, it's saying smart meters, smart contracts, energy wallets, trading platform, and regulatory compliance module. So, I mean, it's not really telling us anything too much, except for like these are the broad systems and components that need to be, solved for if we're going to build a business around this. So
So
the blockchain platform and the energy token, those are probably tied together. Same with the
yeah,
smart contract and the energy wallet.
uh-huh,
And then I would imagine the regulatory compliance module would also be built into the smart contract, the token, and the platform.
yeah,
The trading platform is probably, a D app on top of it all. And
mhm,
then you need to tie the smart meters to an oracle, right? They'll record to the smart contract whenever, it meets the threshold or whatever.
yeah. No, I mean, from the standpoints of this, I mean, it looks like something that can be done. I mean, because you got to think it's like all the credits that are moved around amongst energy businesses right now are just they're put on a ledger that's trusted by a centralized system. However, they keep credit of that, I don't know. This is just basically the decentralized concept of this,
Hmm. And
and
then in some level, I almost think all the like, like the natural gas and the like nuclear power and the hydropower, all of those individual kilowatt hours could be tied to the energy source,
yeah,
right? And so the NFTs could have different kilowatt hour values depending on the cleanliness of their source,
yeah, yeah,
right?
and
Because the energy token provides a way to differentiate the value of different kilowatt hours by an NFT version of,
of a source. So if
yeah,
I have gas, my NFT is quote unquote not going to be as valuable as somebody that has solar or hydro or something of the sort, which is now incentivizing towards green energy or better
sure.
forms of energy.
Yeah, potentially. And then it could also be dependent on the age in which you got those systems in place, right? Because
Mm,
newer solar
efficiency.
systems or newer electric systems have a higher cost on the environment up front before you start to recoup the actual benefits on the ecology. So you could actually say that like it's more cost prohibitive in the beginning, and you could actually model that. But then you
Mm,
could of course, issue tokens to compensate that. But at the end of the day, you could get a real gauge on which one of these is actually net less pollutant because we don't always consider the extraction and refinement of the energy source or storage container as a part of the like impact that the fuel systems have on the larger ecology. We only think about the output, the emissions, but the
mm,
input and the input process is just as important as the output, you know?
yeah,
And we're so hyper fixated on outputs right now, we're overlooking things like the fact that we do more polluting to mine the resources to create the batteries than the batteries end up saving from the emissions.
yeah. Which I mean, like I said, it's the because then now we're in the issue of we don't have the infrastructure for like EV cars. I don't know if you saw that video of like
Of
it's like a
all the
super
people sitting in my hours and hours and hours in like California.
exactly. So it's like we're not built infrastructure wise for those things. And now, is it worth the whole country trying to flip over to electric by 2030 when we don't have the infrastructure for people to be able to? What if I need to go get gas or, in this case, electricity before work in the morning and it's a mile long wait because everybody's waiting for these 6 chargers at Quick Trip?
Yeah, no, I mean like those are the very real problems, but also like just like the net destructive mineral extraction we'd have to go to meet those goals would be very bad for the environment.
Yeah, because you got to get it. You got to get those batteries from somewhere.
Yeah, I mean like it's like we need to either find out better recycling programs that can reallocate scrap resources or I'm not even entirely sure that's possible. Or we need to invent new battery storage systems that have less of an impact on the environment.
Is there, and maybe this is a Chat GPT question,
Hmm.
is there any type of energy source that we can use existing infrastructure as like a kind of recycling process? Because my main thing is right now is that we're like what you said. One of the biggest issues is that to go towards solar and all these things, you're gonna spend a lot of money and hazardous things towards mining those materials. But if the infrastructure of coal mines and different things like that are around, not to say we're gonna have like coal cars or something like that, but like what what resources could we use as energy that could now be used on a macro scale without being environmentally hazardous? It's probably a very far-reaching thing. You're talking about possibly you can't even do because people are like, okay, why don't we run cars on oxygen? Well, oxygen is highly flammable, and that shit blows up. It's like that. There's a reason why oxygen tank you're not supposed to smoke by the shit. So if people are smoking in their car, even if you're smoking a blunt or whatever it is, and that shit catches fire inside you're talking about some major damage. Steam power, it's like, okay, I don't know. I don't think anybody did that because of the fact that what steam is a hard process to do, right? You have to have water. So urban mining, extracting valuable metals, old batteries, yeah. Battery refurbishing. Huh.
Okay, we could do so the alternative material ones are the ones that we'd be interested in.
Yeah.
Bio-based batteries,
Hmm.
solid state, not necessarily.
One of the nanomaterials. What the
That's
fuck?
probably out of our range. Bio-based batteries would be something interesting, though. I
Bio-based
feel like you
battery.
would want to study electric marine life for that one.
On how they create electricity.
How they generate charge and stuff. Yeah.
Because it's all down to science, right?
Uh huh.
Because if you can get the right components of, like, for instance, like a eel, I guess, right? And how it
These
creates
the
metal.
they're the metal air batteries sound really interesting. So does the sodium ion batteries, which these ones kind of feel like they'd probably be in line with the bio-based ones because I'm pretty sure most of our charges are like sodium chloride channels.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that would probably be the charge mechanism in other biological life if it is the one in ours, somewhat.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because like their energy potential pumps or whatever that move ions across channels, and I'm probably barely remembering the science, so we should talk to Maddie or something, but
Hey,
like
maybe, man, because like I said, it's just like it's really just putting together the science in a practical form, and then now just doing the same process just mechanically.
yeah,
So
and that's why I love ChatGPT. This is just for like throwing shit against the wall and coming up with ideas and stuff like, oh, we can research and look more into all of these things because they're
exactly.
valid suggestions.
Yeah, and then now, like I said, and then this is something that you're like, hey, Evergy, have you guys thought about sodium ion batteries? And they're like, what do you mean sodium ion batteries? Like, no, like
Dude, this is actually a really cool, interesting idea.
batteries as providing batteries as a service rather than a product, where the service provider owns, operates, and recycles the. Ooh.
This is what Tesla should fucking be doing. Anyways,
Hell yeah! Because then now you just get old batteries, recharge them, and then sell them back to people again. And then once they're done, you just come and pick them up again and rinse and
yeah,
repeat. Oh shit!
and you're not charging them. You're basically repairing the parts and like whatever.
Yeah,
So that,
refurbishing.
yeah, exactly. It's like you're buying and flipping old houses in a way. You're like becoming a house flipper for batteries.
Holy shit!
But yeah, no, like there's a lot of good ideas in here, and even before we went down here, like it still had more things for us to be looking into, right? So like
Yeah,
up here are all the mechanisms that we need to consider: the token creation, token allocation, trading, redemption, smart contract execution, metering and reconciliation, regulatory reporting, which we could have inferred that through all the parts that it suggested to us.
Hmm.
They gave us benefits, sure. But here we go. These are really valid challenges to consider.
Yeah.
Uh, and the regulatory approval is probably the part we're going to need to learn a lot more about if we were to pursue this,
Yeah.
because public utilities are heavily regulated sectors, because they impact consumers in a really, really broad way, and they're considered critical infrastructure of
Wouldn't
national
we?
interest.
Wouldn't that just be best for us to just like possibly just partner up with, like I said, an Evergy up front and just be like, hey, since you guys already have all the regulatory frameworks down, it's literally us just making sure that the tech fits within that framework accordingly. And you guys can
Yeah,
give us the blueprint, or we can help lay out the blueprint for the next coming age, because basically this would be a trailblazing thing.
what I think is going to ultimately be the truth in a lot of these situations is that the businesses that this solves for don't like the solution because it means downsizing for them because it's more efficient.
Mm.
And so in that process, they not only lose, potentially employees, they also kind of lose like a lot of their locked in value.
Well, wouldn't they get that back in the matter of like, because the same way they were thinking that it's making them downsize, wouldn't they have to have now more data processing centers to process, like I said, for these engineers and all this other stuff that, for instance, is going to have to track all the blockchain and IT and all. It's going to basically flip jobs into a different, I guess, more efficient sector. Less people. Yes, there will be losses, but I think that a lot of the infrastructure that you have listed there is like probably at least 10 to 15 people, maybe, I would say.
Yeah,
Um,
so you're gonna probably get an engineering team out of it if you don't have one already,
yeah,
or at least a few new members for your engineering team. But at the end of the day, you're not running the back end, you're just connecting to the back end.
yeah,
So, because I mean, it's a blockchain, it's going to be powered and by the distributed computers on the network that you've chosen. So we don't have to worry about that one so much. But like, um, I think with like building the front end of the platform that their user base is going to pay to subscribe to or to like use to buy and sell their energy or
wouldn't
redeem
it
it.
just be, we could just make it as a dashboard, real simple, and so that way
Well,
it's just moving it around for UI UX.
100%. And if in that case you really only need 2 engineers, 3 engineers tops.
Yeah,
And at that level, what else are you removing? Well, assuming the smart meters work correctly, you no longer need people to go out and read meters, right? You might need
yeah,
to go do random sampling, but you probably cut the people who do the meter reads out. You probably aren't going to reduce the amount of customer support you need, right? And the customer support may become a little bit more complex, and maybe you do staff up a little over there.
yeah,
That's the place where I could see it. But a lot of managers, a lot of energy traders that are responsible for data pipelining and data management won't really be necessary. Only the top level analysts. Those top level analysts probably going to just be replaced by one strategy director and an analytics tool,
yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 junior analysts, but like teams of like 8 more, probably not so much. You're not really going to need it.
Hmm.
Um, and then a whole bunch of probably internal directors, VPs, people who kind of do management bureaucracy stuff. A lot of that gets cut out because the regulatory processes get encoded into code in the smart contract.
Yep.
So the
All man
people
is
who
on
are
the blockchain, so you don't really need as much as accounting and all these other things as well.
yeah, and all like basically your internal regulator people.
So maybe this is a question to ask specifically in a matter of, due to that concern of on the energy side of things, what would be best to supplant the jobs that would be lost
Yeah.
in those specific sectors, and how could this, how and what job opportunities could be provided to supplant that shift to a more efficient model, because that's going to be a concern from the community, especially like what you said. That's stuff that people aren't thinking of. It's like the person that's not as tech savvy, what could they now do in this business? And if not, what processes could we look into to help them with that, whether that's courses or certification or whatever it may be to get them onto that pathway. This is how fast it works. Look at that.
I know. And we were speculating, and now it's gonna speculate for us, and we can just zoom through this and see. Here's the conclusion. It says, in conclusion, while there are clear incentives for an energy company to undertake a project like the energy token system, it is also crucial to manage the transition carefully to minimize negative impacts on employment. A strategic approach to workforce planning, upskilling, and change management will be essential to harness the benefits of the new system while maintaining a committed and skilled labor force. So, create new jobs in IT, blockchain, system integration, cybersecurity, data analysis. Exactly what we were talking about.
Yep.
Um, Billing and customer service will be shifting, like we were saying. Upskilling is going to be required, but automation increased efficiency could lead to reduction in administrative roles, particularly
Yep.
those manual processing or mediation. So that's kind of what we were talking about, middle management people.
Yep. People that really weren't doing much, but just bossing people around.
Yeah, or yeah, bossing people around with papers.
Yep. Do this. Go do this, and then they couldn't do any of those things because they don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So it honestly doesn't feel like that would be that bad. Although it's saying you'd probably want managers to have a union. But can you imagine? A manager's union is just kind of a funny concept on its face.
Yeah, I think that what we would do, what would be smart is, and what a lot of tech companies don't do, is that instead of just like, for instance, Amazon just fired what 27,000 people. They
Yeah.
should have created. They should have took the money. They should have took the money and created a course or program to give their 27,000 employees at least maybe 3,000 or 9,000 of them, rather than just going out there and getting no job. They just come and go through a course or certification to get one of the jobs that you're now going to be offering in those other sectors, because there's going to be people that are going to be managers in
Yeah.
some semblance of the robots or whatever it is. If I teach you how to be able to do that rather than just firing you, I've given you a better job, still here, and you keep your benefits and everything. So that's why I think that if it's like just doing courses to be like, hey, you used to do the truck smart metering. How
Hmm.
about we're going to teach you how to be able to read the blockchain and be a blockchain analyst? And these are the things you need to look for. And then now they still hire them rather than just letting them go.
100%. And it even suggested upskilling. So you know, it's great that it's thinking on this level too, because it's touching on all the points that we're already touching about in the conversation. Does that
Yeah.
make it unoriginal sometimes? Maybe, but at the same time, that's kind of where it's like giving us other insights that we hadn't really thought about. But
Yeah.
here are the incentives for it to join: new revenue streams, increased efficiency, enhanced customer engagement, grid optimization, regulatory compliance, innovation leadership, sure, sustainability goals, maybe. But the first five are for sure straight up really strong reasons why you'd want to adopt it.
Yep. Yeah. Because that stuff, and that's the thing is like, and another thing is just kind of just piggybacking off of what you said. It came up with those. It started thinking in that kind of concept in that second question because you brought up that concern. It's not going
Mhm.
to think about that concern until you bring it up. And so now
Exactly.
it was like, oh shoot, well he's actually thinking about the jobs that this might supplant. So since he has this concern, let me make sure that I give these reasons that will help quell that concern or answer the question without, because if you ask a person that same question, they will dance around the fact and be like, oh no, well it's not this, and this is not true, and blah 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 blah. They would have a bias.
Yeah. And I just want to cut through the fat and get to the point, right?
Exactly.
So, and then I was like, why would they not want to adopt it? Great. High initial costs, regulatory uncertainty, technological complexity, the market dynamics, what it's saying. Tokenization could disrupt existing market structures and relationships, potentially disadvantage current market leaders. And this is everything that I talk about with Playhouse. This is
Yeah.
the big market thesis that ultimately, if you If you join the blockchain, you're giving up technology, information, and data as your moat. That is that is today the vast majority of private companies' advantage over everyone else is this giant data silo they have. It
Yep.
might be a piece of garbage in the way that they've managed and maintained it, but they use it compared to their competitors in a way that gives them all the edge.
Apple is
So,
worth Apple is worth trillions of dollars because they have trillions of dollars of information on every single person that uses their stuff.
and
The iPhone has been the same for the last 10 years. Nothing's innovation different. Nothing.
well, one thing I'll give to them is they are, as far as I can tell, one of the few companies that have stuck to the ethos of consumer security over government, privacy and rights violations.
Yep.
Although I don't know how much I believe that, because there's some like elements that I feel like they let China spy on us, but I don't know how much I believe that or don't believe that. That's all conspiracy, alleged
Yeah,
bullshit, or whatever. But
exactly.
at the end of the day, like you always say, your blue bubble text message is the OG NFT, and that's so true because they've been kind of ahead of the game on everything. Apple Wallet is definitely going to be probably one of the premier top digital identity wallets in the future, and
Yep.
Apple has done so much to maintain their brand integrity, which is going to be the key differentiator in Web3. And
Yep.
so they are the evil empire in many ways that is likely to survive into Web3 because of not really being an evil empire so much, even though they
Yeah.
might be a little bit.
All they have to do, like what you said, is all they have to do is just take the agreement and be like, you know what? Everybody that has an Apple phone and a digital wallet, guess what? You can now integrate and put your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Solana, whatever you need on your phone, and you can
Mhm.
double tap twice and pay it at every Apple Pay POS on the planet because it's all one ecosystem.
Yep.
And just like that, now you have, and then like you said, they already have their own currency, which the Apple Cash and all this other stuff. If they decide they want to come out with an Apple coin or whatever it is, and say all Apple products are only purchasable with this, now it's like, okay, if I want the next iPhone, even though I can't afford it now, I have to buy these tokens now to hopefully have enough by the time they come out. Now you've created a supply and demand.
100%. Now, I followed up, right, asking it, why would energy companies not want to adopt this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know how I was speculating basically they wouldn't like it, would be bad for business. And so ultimately that might be why they don't pursue it.
Yeah.
Well, in two different ways, ChatGPT is kind of validating that concern. Basically, it's talking about how existing market structures and relationships could be disadvantaged to the current market leaders, right?
Yeah.
And that's because, like we were just saying, the data silo decentralizes and they lose that competitive advantage. And then, as a result of losing that competitive advantage, there's concerns around profitability because in the information asymmetry, which is when they know more than outsiders, they make money on the chaos. They make
Mm.
money on the noise. The same way that gamblers make money, the same way that investors make money, they're making money on the spread, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
So the ability to make money on the spread collapses the more transparency you provide to those data transactions.
Mm. Yeah, that's very true. I didn't. Yeah, I forgot about that fact because it is a big, like I said, it's the game of information, and if you're fully transparent, how can I pull the wool over your eyes and get more from
Exactly.
you than, like I said, if your information is your information and you have to choose whether or not I can use it, I'm at your mercy, and I can't make money until you give me something to go make money with. It's kind of like the bank situation where the bank can't go make loans. There's no money in the bank.
hmm Well,
Well,
somewhat,
unless
right?
yes,
They can loan out, 10x the money they have in the bank somehow.
exactly. All they need is one person to put $10 in there, and it's turned into $100.
I don't get that, but financialization's a cool, magical thing.
Yeah, because you can't do that. Because that's one thing. It's crazy because you can't do that. You can't do that in any other element in like nature. you can't like have one thing and turn it into 10. I can't have like one iPhone and be like, it's 10 iPhones. It's like, no, like I need the physical raw materials and everything to make 10 iPhones. Like, but with money, it's like, nah, we can fuck it. 10 more. What?
Exactly.
But we're the ones who listed, like I said, that we're dealing with crazy money and stuff like that. But I think that, like I said, it's like when you put those ethical concerns and then now put in that human element with Chat GPT, especially as you're seeing here with this stuff coming out, it starts to basically talking the same way that you do about the project without it really even knowing the whole project.
Yeah, but I mean, it knows enough to pick up on what we're talking about to spit it out, and it's like, holy shit, we're on the same line of reasoning. There's a few gaps we might have had that it thought of that we didn't, but it's validating to think, hey, our line of reasoning was along the line of reasoning of arguably the best line of reasoning in many ways.
Exactly.
Uh, and that nothing in here is surprising or sounds stupid or illogical. It's all fairly straightforward. Now, number 9 I highlighted because I have a personal issue. This feels like misinformation to me, but it's somewhat a valid concern. But
Mm-hmm.
it's basically right, like it's saying that blockchain energy consumption is somehow greater than cloud energy consumption, right? And
Huh. Is that true?
It can be. It can absolutely be true. Proof of work systems are intentionally energy intensive for their security mechanism. Basically, you have to spend more in energy to hack it. That's
Yeah.
why it's secure. So that to me is a logical use case for it to be a high energy taxing system. But when you look at that security and compare it to, like the cost it takes to train an AI model just once, or to run cloud services at scale for an organization, we're talking about the same expense and the same environmental impact on many, many occasions. Because what's the difference between a blockchain and a cloud computer? I'll tell you, nothing. You've got you've got computers running software securing a database in the
Yeah.
cloud. And then you've got computers running software securing a database that is the blockchain. Tell me how that's different.
Computer's a computer, man. A car is a car.
Yeah,
Phone's a phone.
We're just talking about two different databases. That's it.
Yeah.
And like most people don't care about it. So when I see blockchain energy consumption's a real environmental concern, it makes me feel like they haven't considered the fact that cloud computing is an environmental concern, or using the internet is an environmental concern.
Or
Because
AI
that's what
chips
they're
that
saying.
everybody's using now. Everybody's using
Yeah,
AI
I mean,
chips.
and it's like, yes, it is an environmental concern, but no more than these other concerns.
Yeah. Because most people don't understand. It's like now that every single business in VC is going towards AI, somebody has to make those chips. Somebody has to cool those chips. Somebody
Hmm.
has to store those chips at a server base or a data base or whatever it may be.
Data center.
And
I know North KC's got a bunch of them. Facebook's coming in to build like 6 more or something.
exactly. So when all these businesses that most likely here in Kansas City probably will go towards some type of AI business, guess what? Server farms are going to have to pop up everywhere.
100%.
That's not
It
environmentally bad. That is. You're
right. But the good news is all of these servers can be repurposed to secure the blockchain eventually.
exactly.
So
Nah, I think that, like I said, it's just getting started, man. And shoot, I know we got into the energy one for today,
I
and
think this
shoot,
was a great example to kind of talk through our idea and
yeah,
talk to the show and everything.
yeah, because now especially too, and I mean, shoot, I'll put people on the lookout because I think that if we can just get some innovative business people that maybe haven't messed with Chat GPT and AI and just be like, hey, we're gonna get on, we'll just hop on just like this. You'll send them a link, they'll hop right in, and we'll just chat it up. And like I said, we'll go through their idea after talking to them for just a bit and bounce some ideas, and then now shoot, if we want to, one or two things, we can be like, hey, we can email this to you for set amount. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't just gonna give you just $1 million ideas and stuff like that for free. but we can give it to you for a reasonable price because it's just the paperwork. But now
Mhm.
what we're gonna basically quote unquote charge you for is, hey, if you want to sit down with us and continue this on, we can
If
do
you
that.
want to flesh that into a real project, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Like I said, if you want to put together, like I said, my dog right here, he gets you right with the websites, website hosting, and whatever it may be. Just like that, boom. Now you got a website done right here in house. You don't got to go outside the house. You can get it right there, done, easy, done, data. And so, like, that's why I think that, especially a lot of people just got to look at this. Hey, what's coming? So, oh snap! Speaking of, like I said, got all this cool stuff coming together. Woohoo! Woo! Oh
It's
yeah,
starting to come together.
it's coming together. Oh yeah, I also got to get you those photos too. I'll get you those as well. For the rest of that. But I'm excited. I'm excited, man, because like I said, now especially too, I think that. Oh, that's nice. This is another one. Oh snap! Did you put this together for Matt?
Yeah, over the weekend.
That is clean as shit, dog.
Thank you. I had a
That is
great. We put together a very good brand kit and stuff, so it was not that bad for me.
Bro,
This one.
that is amazing. As you guys see, you guys are seeing it right here in house at Playhouse. You can get it done, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, you meet ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? We
Let's
we
do
gonna
it.
be here. We gonna be here. And then, like I said, we gonna be like the Kelsey brothers here soon. Like nobody's doing it with ChatGPT. We're just doing the same thing. We'll take real world events. We'll shoot. Maybe we'll start solving wars. You know what I'm saying? We'll solve wars with ChatGPT. They'll become
Uh,
brothers after that.
yeah, no, I think we are going to. I would love that.
Yeah,
That goes right up my alley.
yeah.
Real quick, since we had unsuccessful attempts with our mid-journey attempt, I do want to show a successful attempt. So
Ooh, that's
you
dope.
see this? I made this. That's what is obscured in the background here.
That's dope. That's dope. Shoot, you got me excited. I can't wait to see my page, man. I'm excited for
Hell
that.
yeah, dude!
I'm excited for that. Those little
Cannot wait.
Spider Mans is cool though. What's that newest one? The one on
This
the
one's my
farthest left.
favorite one, I think.
There was
But
one. What's the one?
this
Yeah, with
one,
the little guys. Oh yeah, that one's cool. That would be dope on like a
yeah,
T-shirt.
hell yeah. Oh, watch. This is one of my favorite things about technology now. This used to take hours. Actually, I can't do that. That's not gonna save right. Now it's gonna save right.
Oh yeah, so it gets a good quality.
Yeah.
I hated doing
Well,
that shit.
but my favorite part then now is you go over to Adobe Express, right? And this is the part that used to take me like an hour or two to do.
Yeah,
Not always. Um, with more like hand drawn stuff, but like I just love that they've got this literally as a button now.
it's a button in here now, bro. Life is about to get so damn easy. It's crazy.
Boom. You can put this on a t-shirt now.
Oh snap!
Like it's so easy. Like we can go back. Like I don't this is like a whole business model in itself, dude, right here.
What the fuck?
You know what?
Why is nobody doing this shit?
This is so easy, dude. This is so easy. What do we want to put it on?
Yo,
Let's
what?
do it on the t-shirt to start, like you said. Like you said. We'll do a pocket tee with these little guys in the pocket.
What?
Well, that makes sense, right? Show me a fucking pocket tee.
What the fuck?
Oh, there we go. I was like, in what world do they not have pocket tees? Okay, so we want to do embroidery. Cool. You just go, all right, got it, pocket. And then upload the file we just made.
Bro, life is about to get so. And this is the thing. I just need to get the money so I can pay people just to do this shit because I can tell people to do it all the time. I just don't want to do it all the time. I just want to
Oh,
be like, all right, you did it right. Oh, that's dope.
there you go. And then you just go to the next.
And
Oh,
then we
wait.
just literally put you, me, Chat GPT.
Yeah, and we put that logo in the back. And then it's coming up with it right now. And then you'll just see it. But like you can see, these are the Digit Ditty shirts that I made for Maddie. Yeah. But
Bro, what?
and I put our artwork, there, and we made this cool skull T-shirt. I don't know.
Oh, that's
I was
what? He
There it
threw it
is.
right in the pocket. That would be dope in the pocket one. That'd be dope in I'd get a dope hoodie of that for sure. And then it would just take you QR code to scan, take you straight to the YouTube link, and you got to subscribe to be able to get you a shirt.
That works. That we do fucking giveaways for that shit. All right.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Bro, let me know, bro. Like literally, we can, like I said, we can cook up some shirts. I got a shirt dude here in town that we can just go get the image and just take it to him and
yeah.
just be like, hey, look, we're doing a 5-shirt giveaway or 2-shirt giveaway. And shit, we are giving away for people that subscribe. We can be able to track who subscribes, and then we just announce it on the what's it called, put it on our socials, and literally just do it like that, bro.
Dude, it's okay. So it's even crazier than that. So we created in Printful, and then we use WooCommerce to put it on our personal websites.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the thing is, we can sell the same product on multiple websites. So you and I can come up with all products in the central place. I can list them on Playhouse. I can list them on Borrego.com. I can list them on richardchungong.com. And then, boom.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think in terms of first guest we bring on, a small business we can support, why not do Matt Koppel? And we do Grand River Analytics since we're already showcasing this website here.
Yeah, might as well. So then, yeah, we'll just have Matt on, and then we'll just be like, yo, Matt, we're just going to talk about your business, and maybe we talk about like some creative ways that he can maybe start a TikTok channel or a YouTube channel and
He
go from there.
wants to do a YouTube channel, so like that should be our conversation.
Book it. That's the topic for the next time.
All right.
We're gonna have Matt. We're gonna have Matt on, and we're gonna come up with a what should be his YouTube channel name and stuff like that. And
I actually think he can't be our first guest because I know he's out of commission next week, so he probably won't be able to be available till the 21st. So we might need.
We'll just have him down for, and then I mean we can brainstorm some people between now and then, but we can definitely have him on there since we had his business specifically on here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. We could invite your mom on here as well. I mean,
yeah. Once she gets to the point too, because I know that definitely that'll be something that now we can spitball some ideas and write down some stuff and whatnot. And yeah, bro, I think that like that's literally what that's you, me, and ChatGPT is gonna be. All we're gonna do is we're gonna get people on here, show them what ChatGPT can do, and if you want to set up a meet to continue on, then you can pay the price. But what you can't do is say that we didn't give you something for free.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you an hour of our time, and we'll handle your business. We'll give you the solution. You could probably go take it to your team and go get your project done. Hey, that's cool with us. All we're doing is just going to be the simple showing of this technology is here, and you probably want to get familiar with it.
We're putting out good ideas, and then hopefully we can direct them back to our platforms and our tools because hopefully we put enough good karma out there. People trust us.
Exactly. So. Now, I think that with us helping people first, I think that that's what's going to really set us apart from, because nobody's helping people with ChatGPT like on a YouTube channel, like literally nobody, like just hopping on there and be like, this is how you use ChatGPT. This is how we use it. You can go do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's so accessible. It's just you got to get started.
Yeah.
Also, you got to pay for 4.
Yep, you got to pay for 4. And see, like I said, we're taking that cost off of you for right now. We're giving you an hour of free preview. OpenAI, I hope you guys are hearing us. We're going to be coming for that membership here soon because we're going to need that lifetime. All right.
Yeah, you're going to have to sponsor us, ultimately. But like, I don't know if I can accept the money because I don't support WorldCoin. But, I'll let Rich have all the money. That works for me.
You can keep, yeah, I agree with Connor. You can keep that WorldCoin shit because they ain't scanning shit for my I'm not scanning shit.
Dude, my big conspiracy with him is that, he built ChatGPT, he built WorldCoin, WorldCoin's all about digital identity. ChatGPT is all about eating your data. I don't know how people haven't put those two together yet.
Yeah. All your ideas are in a place where the dude said, "Hey, scan your eye and we're going to show that you're human." Really? Then now
Mm,
he's going to take your humanness and put it together with the non-humanness and have a bunch of fake humans out here.
yeah, I believe that. Like it kind of just branches off from there. All the possibilities of maybe good stuff too, but like I only see the doom and gloom, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially when you don't know the people. But shoot, I guess that's shoot, man. I think this was a good productive first episode. We came up with a lot of things. I think now our little homework for the next few times is one, probably if we can find some people that I'm sure that we can definitely find people that would be excited to hop on and just
Yeah,
brainstorm for an hour with us and chat GPT. Yeah, I think that it'd be hard to kind of turn it down because it's like, huh, I don't have Chat GPT, and two people that use Chat GPT are willing to help me with it and my business. Why
right.
wouldn't I?
And it's like, we could just solve a couple of quick problems, and maybe we don't solve them, but we get you jump started on your own solutions.
Yep. And you pay that $20 a month, and you start solving your own problems.
Yeah, that's real empowerment.
Yep.
Anyways, you want to sign us off and wrap us up?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great time. You, me, and Chat GPT. It's our first episode. Went a little bit off the rails, but that's what you guys are signing up for because everything is off the rails now in life. That's why we're trying to show you guys how to get back on some type of rails. Because if you don't, the big boys out here they're gonna run you over. So you meet Chat GPT. It's your boy Crypto Senpai, aka Rich. My dog Connor. Playhouse. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's a lot of things out here getting put together. And ladies and gentlemen, just get curious because it's not going back in the genie bottle anymore. Appreciate y'all, and we out.
All right, we're